Us. Okay, hold on. I don't like that. Yeah, let's use the streaming adjusted. Let's see. What it do? It's been a hot minute. It's been a hot minute. I've been so busy. Work's kept me running. Move my mic a little bit closer. Looks like it also got turned down again. Hold on. Hold, please. Hold, please. Let's see. I need to go to my legit sound settings. For some reason, when I reconnect the Yeti that I'm my mic, it that's interesting. It presets it lower than I want it. And I think that's because of room noise and some other things, but yeah. Yeah, we want it higher. Just like me. For real, for real. Okay. Welcome back to the streams. It's been a hot minute. Y'all, it's been a hot minute. Put that right there. It's been a hot minute. Okay. Right now we are hunting Scrafty. And it's not avocado, I tell you what. Technically I can use smoked fillet, but I really want to... Oh, okay, cool. I really want to grab SB sparkling. I really want to grab a shiny Tyrogue if I can while I'm here. I was hunting a shiny Dratini a little earlier, and I caught a shiny Tatsugiri instead of a shiny Dratini. Just take what you can get. Alright, let's see. Falcus bacon. Shiny pickle, huh? One extra pickle. Actually, no, we need 4 total pickles, 1 cucumber. I'm running real low on Herba Mystica, so I'll probably also just be doing some raids here for a bit. Should be pretty fun. Turn that down a little bit. Look at all those pickles. Eh. 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 One. I'm gonna make a tower cucumber here. Very good. Eh. 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 Throw away the bread. Something just boommed. Something just boommed pretty loud. Open face pickle sandwich. Realize I can go ahead and pour my seltzer into my mug. I do love the like loading sound. That shit is fire. Cannot tell me otherwise. Cannot tell me otherwise. Okay. Alright, and now we are wasting time. Where is... Yeah. This is one of those... I've already done the trick to get it the odds as best as we can. Scrafty, when shiny, gets like an orange hood instead of like the yellow one that you see running around right now. and the red gets shifted to like a magenta-ish purple. I have no idea. I have no idea where its color pattern comes from. As far as I can tell, it comes from the field group, egg group. I don't have proof of that. I'm playing with half a hand right now. Ah, shit. Tyrogue is also one of those that is very hard to tell. I think it's shorts change color. I did want to knock you out, though. Because Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you. Okay. As far as I can tell, first round is a wash. So we're gonna bop on down here. And we're going to... It is bonkers to me that Geodude is still here. But, whatever. Who am I? After all, sweet dreams are made of these. Okay. Anybody over... Oh, Tyrogue. Wild Scraggy. He's a bounty hunter. Bonk. I'm back. It feels like... No, you're not. I mean, you know, I don't think any of these are shiny. You're not shiny, right? No, you all have the same pattern, which is okay. I don't love you any less. I'm just looking for something very particular right now. That means I'm gonna have to do this a couple times. Oh, my spine. Slide. I didn't slide. That's cool. Okay, let's see. We have another Scraggy. A couple of them. I mean, it's an outbreak, so that's what I'm expecting, but also hoping they'd be a little bit more clustered. This, like, search area is pretty wide. I'm liable to miss one if I don't pay attention. Also, despite having encounter power, I'm getting a lot of, like, Geodudes and stuff. Okay. What a Pyroar, or whatever the baby pig is called. Tepic. It's called Tepic because it's like tepid. That's right. We got a Dawnstone. It's cool. Tyros. That's cool. Scraggy. It feels like there's something I'm missing, even though I know I'm not. Like, we have the charm, we have our sandwich power active, I have my seltzer. I don't know. Yeah, just bad odds. Bad odds right now. Bad odds. It's like 1 in 60 at this point. Once you clear a certain point of, do like a light pink. That feels nice. Once you clear a certain point of Pokemon, I believe it's 80, or it's either 60 or 80. I should double check that, but I think it's 60 because it's supposed to increase in intervals of either 20 or 30. And when you clear a certain come back. Once you clear a certain number of Pokemon from the outbreak, the less there are from the original outbreak, the higher your odds of getting a shiny are. It like gets down to like 1 over 60. It's really fun. Little Ella kid shows up with the fighting type Pokemon, just ready to throw blows. It's a giant spark plug ready to throw blows. Hello, Trainer Typhon. It is a Pokemon. How you going? Are you feeling any better today? 50-50. Hey, that's better than 0-100, right? Glad you can make it in. We're hunting for a Scrafty at the moment. At the mo? Oh yeah, you're not just in a cloud. You're not just in a cloud. Let's go! Let's go! Oh fuck, what are you holding right now, babe? Damn it! Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Not you, Trainer Typhon. You have your autonomy. I'm yelling at the Scrafty. Don't go anywhere. Ah. Okay, we're already in my favorite items. That was indeed the shiny sound. That is a shiny Scrafty. And I'm freaking out right now because I need to grab a ring target. Oh, fuck. It's just in a box somewhere, isn't it? And I only have one because it's a useless item otherwise. No, I have the one and it's right here. I don't want to use it on you. I want to give it to L. L, my Iron Valiant. Okay, we should be set. Well, oh, fucker! Don't go anywhere! Don't leave! Yeah, indeed, as is my theory, you are my real-life shiny charm, Trainer Typhon. But yeah, we found a shiny Scraggy. We found a shiny Scraggy. I saw that it was one of the outbreaks. Caught two shiny Pokemon today. If we catch this one, the first of which was a shiny Tatsugiri by accident. I was hunting a shiny Dratini. Oh yeah, you know how I jump kick. We have to disable that because if you miss that, you're gonna die. Oh, don't disable. Oh, you use Focus Punch. Which one did you disable? Focus Punch? High Jump Kick. Thank fuck. Yeah, I have 2 Tatsugiri now. And way to dodge that Focus Punch. That would have been real bad. We're going to use Trick real quick. I'm going to hope and fucking pray that this Focus Punch doesn't go through this time as well. I doubt I'll be that fortunate. Okay. Nope, we didn't need to use Trick again. we're just riding out turns of disable. This is great. This is going really well. A no good speed Fennekin last night, and I'm pretty hyped to try it on the old Trick Room team. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, that should be pretty fun. That should be super fun. I've been thinking about Fennekin a lot lately, because much like Victini, it's just such a good blend of a type. Just like Fire Psychic is so wickedly versatile. And like as a defensive thing, it tackles one very specific type matchup really well. Oh, fuck me. Hypnosis is not going to work. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. I thought Hypnosis might not work if it was tightening his focus, but it still did. My instinct is to... No, we don't need the Terra for this. Oh, it's still tightening its focus. Look at that. It's focusing in its dream, so it woke up. But false swipe. Okay, one more Hypnosis, please. Dude, sir, I'm going to need you to relax. Dang it. Why don't you want to be my friend? You're dank-ass Scraggy. You're just throwing focus punches. Like, you haven't stopped to do anything else since that initial Oh, no! Sir! Sir! Sir, I'm going to need you to stop using high jump kick. That is... I lost a Litten in the same part, not this exact same part, but in the same region of the Terrarium in Blueberry Academy, because it used damn takedown on me, and it did like an inch of health, like 2% health. But boy howdy, if that wasn't enough to kill it after it was false swiped. So it like spamming high jump kick is really just chafing my nards. It really is. The emojis did show up in Twitch chat, Typhon, just so you know, in case it's weird on the screen. Hypnosis goes through. It's lit. But I did say at the start of the stream, and I'll repeat it now for anyone else who's joined, including you, Trainer Typhon. We'll probably transition to some Terra Raid battles here. I really need to replenish my Herba Mystica stock. I'm out after the shiny outbreaks from World Champs, which I did get all of and got a couple doubles. All right, I need to decide what I want to put you in because we still have more Pokemon, more time on this sandwich. I want to try and get the most out of it. Moon Ball's cool. Friend Ball is cool. Safari Ball, it's vibes. Safari Ball. If for no other reason than, like, I picture Lieutenant Surge pulling up with, like, just an army of Scraggies. Yeah. I'm gonna name you Absurd Asaur. Send it to my box. Alright, you did great. So proud of you. Apparently Shiftry used to be a bird. Part of the reason why like I'm playing Pokemon today is because I was like doing a little bit of cleanup after all of yesterday and the weekend events, like I said, and checking to see what I had left in the reserve, so to speak. So I knew where I needed to go in terms of leveling up those Pokemon, blah, blah, blah. And I ended up, like, beefing up my Shiftry. I was doing a Slowbro raid, actually, Slowking raid, actually. And because it's a Psychic Poison-type Pokemon, I was prepping against Eerie Spell, and fortunately it didn't know Sludge Bomb or Sludge Wave, because in hindsight that was a really bad call. It had a water terror typing, so really, really annoying to get around in the long run while trying to use a grass type. But I ended up using my shift tree anyway, and after a bunch of trial and error, we got the dub. But I'm looking up stuff about shift tree, and I see the fact that shift tree, while being based off the Tengu, also like in Pokemon lore is canonically said to have been a bird at some point when its wings got clipped for some reason, whether it was survival or something else, we don't know. I find this to be interesting trivia, knowing that we have a Z to A game coming up, another Legends game coming up, and I've always thought of Shiftry as like the dark type like Tengu. There's always been a Tengu, but there is a part of the mythos of Tengu where it's like, they weren't always confined to the mountains for their like role of being, this devious crow. They were messengers of the gods, and a lot of the mythos that we have of Tengu comes from Kabuki, I believe, and a couple other plays of that variety. The reason I'm saying all this, I'm looking it up and I'm like, man, if Shiftry used to be a bird, is there a world where it loses its grass typing and just becomes like a more nasty haunch crow? Because that sounds awesome. Awesome. Like a line of C-Dot that then evolves into a region form like Kalos. I don't know what it would be called. It would probably just be named after the city before it gets renovated. I also love dark birds. That's why I love goth everything. But like imagining that, then it had me thinking, all right, what about Scrafty? It was introduced around that time in Black and White. Scrafty and Scraggy are due for a mega evolution, but also a regional form. And, I started this tirade because it triggered from me seeing the, like, completed catch Pokédex entry of Scraggy, despite having it already. It puts the shiny in there for you. And it's like the shed Pokemon. The shed Pokemon is not a snake. Is there a version of this where we get another dark poison type? Like, Skuntank or Drapion? And two interesting examples of dark poison where it's like, Skorupi evolves into a Pokemon that, like, has this dank typing and developed the dark typing to protect it from like much stronger Pokemon and become an apex predator, but like is also one of the later evolution Pokemon in the game overall as a series. Like it evolves at level 55 or 54 or some shit. Then you look at, on the other side of that, you look at, I think that was introduced, also point of order, I think that was introduced when Bisharp and them were introduced. I found out recently that Psychic-type Pokemon are apparently like top 5 most common types. Would never have expected it, and I definitely didn't expect the fact that Psychic-type Pokemon had most of their entries appear in Gen 3, where one of them was a pseudo-legendary, which was Beldum. It's also one of the only generations of the game to have 2 pseudo-legendaries. Anyway, you take a look at like another dark poison type, like Scraggy. Like if there's a regional variant of Scraggy, I'm gonna lose it. Because that sounds awesome. Like I'm just imagining. Sorry about that, Al. I forgot about how hurt you were because they weren't doing like big blows, but they definitely were consistent with those focus punches. I think a lot about like, if hey, come back here. Okay. If this Pokemon or that Pokemon had a different typing, how would it be? Again, Digimon as a series has a little bit more versatility in that regard because you can keep the moveset but change a lot of the typing willy-nilly based on what the Pokemon's evolutionary line is. Or excuse me, Digimon's evolutionary line is. In Pokemon, it's very different. So I'm pretty fascinated by the idea of there being another dark poison type, because I wonder, like, all right, when it started shedding its skin, was there a version of it where it was like it had poison sacs? Was there a version of it where it was actually just a fairy type? Or, like, is this low-key a the Dunsparce family that branched off a little bit? Who the frick knows? Anyway, caught the Scraggy. Really happy about it. Really happy about it. Proud of myself. Hold on 1 second. Chat. Dun, dun, dun. Do that. Alright, you're not going crazy. If you see the screen moving, it is moving. I am testing something out real quick. Trying to... Okay, so there's just a black background from there. Okay. Beautiful. So give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Adjusting, how you say? Alright, at some point I will increase that back to a much larger size for the screen, but the stretch was bugging me. So we're going to keep it like this. I recently did a bunch of stuff to the stream menus, so... But yeah, while we're here, let's... I also caught a Noctowl randomly. I'm very excited about that. Very excited about that, chat. I'm gonna find you, Tatsugiri. You are... So yeah, I was spinning around trying to find Dratini at Casaroya. Where are you? And I see, you know, what is the telltale sign of a shiny Tatsugiri? Which is this brown specks on a... I think this is Bendy? No, actually, Trainer Typhon. This is kind of a blend here. So I got rid of the, like, donation window at the bottom because I thought it was cheesy. We're keeping, like, the overlay. I do like this current overlay for the time being. There's also one where it's, like, just a fully adjusted one. And then here, I'll show you real quick, chat. This is Sports Ball, as I've called it. Which is when I'm doing something where the whole screen can just be the thing, and we'll get into the chat outside of that, or if I'm recording something for a later video, which I have done a couple times now. I'm pretty hyped. Also was hunting Crocodile earlier, which is a reason why I'm like really out of Urban Mysticas. Here, we'll go back to streaming adjusted. Thank you. I haven't decided if I want like a full different overlay for Switch versus PS4 yet, but we'll see as we explore. But yeah, this Tatsugiri he was kicking it. He was just like on the water, on the wake as I was shiny hunting, and I was like, that is definitely a shiny Tatsugiri. I don't even know if I want to catch you, bruh. And then I immediately caught it because it felt disrespectful. I'm gonna move this Porygon down here. I also want to trade that Porygon soon to evolve it, because it changes a lot of stuff about my main team. I forget where I caught this. When did I catch this? Oh yeah, I was wandering around. I was wandering around the polar biome, and I just like stopped. But yeah, we've got a number of new shiny. Both my shiny boxes are about full. Both Sparkle boxes are about full. I need to start clearing room. Actually, no, they're both full. They're not about nothing. They're just full. Oh, wow. And I had just done some cleanup to see, like... Oh, wow. Okay. This is really hype for me. I have 60 shiny Pokemon. I never planned on this. But yeah, this is my Executor Axe, which I found out is one of the heaviest Pokemon in the game. is like heavy as a Groudon or some shit. I looked at it earlier and I don't remember the exact numbers. This one came from Trainer Typhon. Shout out to you. Beautiful Alcremie that decided to put purple ribbons in her hair because the purple eyes were alluring to me. Mr. Toad, the Pokemon that started it all. The Pokemon that started it all. Back in February, I caught this one with the calmness mark. So he's Mr. Toad the Serene. I always pictured him as like giving ancient wisdom and sage wisdom to the other Pokemon in the box. But like this Technicolor design really just fucking, it grabbed me by the throat and I was so excited. It's so wickedly different as well from not just actually I have more than just 60 because I have a couple of shiny Pokemon throughout boxes. I'm just now realizing that, including Croquette, who's over here. But I was hunting for this one because it was just one of the outbreaks that was going on, and I didn't know anything about the odds at the time. I was just running and gunning, so I took out too many of them from the outbreak, and then I just ran around the forest at the northwestern point of the map. I think it's like an acorn forest. It's where you find a bunch of tiny bamboo sprouts that do nothing in the game but be sold. I talked to almost every chef in that forest. I still haven't found like any Easter egg where you can trade them to a maniac who loves bamboo sprouts. I bet it's on some specific day. I bet it's on some stupid specific day. And that's when you have to go. Anyway, I digress. Because I love this color so much and was so curious about like how does a Pokemon that was a first gen Pokemon that is not, this is not a regional variant of Tentacruel. Toadstool is a completely different Pokemon by Pokemon standards. It was an evolution that it needed to make to survive, to adapt to live on land against Pokemon like Veluza, who are water psychic, which, you know, get an advantage against water poison Pokemon. Like Tentacruel wouldn't have been able to do anything at the time. And when it dried up on land, sure enough, it started absorbing nutrients from the ground instead of absorbing, you know, toxic kelp and shit to survive, and needing like stingers to kill things. Instead, it just puts things to sleep with spores, and then it wraps around them that way. This fucker's still carnivorous and is Technicolor for some reason, and I love him. And I love him. So the first Pokemon I believe I technically caught, yeah, it was in January. This was the first shiny Pokemon I caught. It was a Snubbull. I was strolling through the polar biome once again, randomly. I seem to have really good shiny luck with the snowy regions in this game. And yes, it is the most Pokemon thing ever about Pokemon. So yeah, I found Croquette when I was exploring the polar biome. It's frequently lost in thought. It used to be my profile pick for a time. I'm very proud of this Pokemon. It has really like cemented itself as one of my go-to for Greasy Walk's team. And we'll go back to in order for the boxes here in a second, because now I'm just excited about that. But real quick to show off Emil, my Tentacruel. A later edition, I was hunting another shiny Pokemon and accidentally stumbled across this, crossing the barrier between the coastal and the savanna biome. And again, you'll notice, very simple palette. I talked about this with Trainer Typhon, that Gen 1 Pokemon and Gen 2 Pokemon, because there was no actual color palette to the game outside of, you know, slight shifts in pixel, they had to be really, really close in how much the colors were going to shift to be able to compel people to be able to understand these are shiny. Because again, these have existed since the founding of Pokemon. And so like these two hold a special place in my heart, Croquette and Emil, being the like Gen 1, Gen 2 Pokemon that I really did love at the time. I was really excited to see come back, and also really started me on this journey of like, what are these color palettes? What are they doing here? You'll notice that amongst a couple of these, most of them will tend to match in terms of age group rather than typing. I'll get to that in a second here, but take note of the fact that Croquette Grand Bull is supposed to be a pink color, as you see on the left side of the screen, and then is supposed to be like this light pastel. Actually, I guess it's more like a purple on the left side of the screen, right? So, also take note of my homeboy Emil. its stingers become a little bit more pale, and then the big changes, like its little cap become light blue, and then its little bulbs become green instead of red. Also, fun note, those bulbs are constantly absorbing chlorophyll real time, and I think it's really fascinating that that part of it became green as well. Okay, so we left off on Mr. Toad. We have this Lucario I got from an event. Shout out to Sharon and Typhon for letting me know that was going on. We have my homie Great, which I caught during another raid sort of thing. It was an outbreak, that's the word. I love it because it's, blue on the bottom instead of red. As simple as that. So I've also noticed that a number of Dark-type Pokemon get almost an antithesis palette swap. If you look at a color wheel, for those of us that can perceive rods, cones, and whatever, the gradients that they use for Pokemon, let's take Umbreon for example, its rings go from being yellow to like a royal bluish color. Again, almost on a dualism or a dual scale between the two colors on opposite poles. Again, in fact, I find fascinating. In contrast, a number of normal type Pokemon, while they also have a similar color palette scheming, they're like way more subtle. Another Gen 1 Pokemon here with the Electrode line and Voltorb is my boy Yogurt. I caught this in one of my burner accounts because I was doing a Nuzlocke and was so excited to just see him chilling. He was already a Hariyama, so I was just really, really hype. Got the bright yellow padding, the orange, and again, you flip over to a purple color there. I also want to highlight here that from what I've seen, most Pokemon change the part of them that would make you associate it with either clothing or the type itself. The next Pokemon I want to show, which is my Arsenal, also known as Cinderace, really highlights this, as well as the next Pokemon, Charizard. Now, Charizard, we all have seen a black Charizard, shiny Charizard. What I find interesting about Charizard is that unlike most other Fire-type Pokemon, which get this like dark brownish, auburnish hue, I mean, even Pyroar just goes from being, the black mane and coat to being just a normal lion with a red flaming mane that does not stop being red, which again I'll get into in a second. Charizard gets a black hue, similar to Pokemon like Rayquaza. Rayquaza, of course, being a dragon type, not a fire type, but it is a flying type. Now, let's take a look at a flying type. Shout out to Trainer Typhon for the Corviknight. Corviknight gets this like brownish, black, almost gunmetal hue to the armor plating that it has. But you'll also notice that its wings become a lighter color as well. Almost, in fact, its entire body outside of the plumage on its throat become a different color. And even the plumage, because it's black, stands out so much more. But that's just what a Corviknight normally looks like. For example, let's go to my boy Quixote. As you notice, again, only thing that's the same there is the plumage. The plumage and its talons. Actually, no, the plumage is the only thing that changes. I'm sorry. The only thing that stays the same. So I maintain that point. Now, say all of this to say, Charizard's only maintaining feature are its eyes, claws, and its tail spark. Cinderace changes almost every part of its aspect, except for its little hair thing. It's a little tough to see because I have to hover over it. But literally almost every color aspect of Cinderace changes. Now, the red parts still maintain this reddish hue. They get a little bit more pale, which is kind of on brand. I also want to highlight here, again, the egg groups. Cinderace is in the field egg group. Charizard is in the monstrous egg group with Pokemon like Rayquaza, like Dragonite. Dragonite, who's shiny, which I don't have right now, is green off of its yellow scales. And a number of these Gen 1 Pokemon just had to get color palettes that were just immediately opposite, and I think they kind of backed into a number of things, but I'm just pointing out some observations here. Luxray maintains most of the black. Its facial fur going from, a light blue color to a golden hue. Got this one during Golden Week because its shiny is golden. Gyarados, whose shiny was golden when it was a Magikarp, becomes red instead of the blue. Interesting note about most water-type Pokemon, a majority of them, as I've noticed, become pink instead of, like a lighter blue or something like that. Or they become a darker blue with some appendages of them becoming like this dark red color. Now, also acknowledging that there's still like this hue of red that needs to go into a pink, into a purple. I think that's supposed to be a little bit of a nod to the fact that like their antithesis of fire-type Pokemon, which are some of the rarest Pokemon to find, water-type Pokemon are the most common, and it's everywhere on the planet. Golurk gets like a very, very slight shift, but a very immediate eye-catching shift. You can see the green on its chest and its eyes. Got a Rabaska here. I have several Rabaskas that I've traded away. Also achieved during the shiny, the Golden Week celebration in Pokemon. I got this Pokemon GG thing from a friend in a Wonder Trade. It's just kind of here now. I keep it because I really love this like Hisuian form of Zoroark. I love its hair. It's very Final Fantasy. And its typing is great with being normal ghost. Got another Rabaska, which I've nicknamed Brackus, which is an anagram of Scarab, much like its original name. My Cal, also nicknamed so because Ghost Rider, and I'm a fan of old TV shows. Now this buddy is fascinating. Again, it gets this golden hue, and a few of the last ones we've highlighted have gotten this golden hue. This is, I believe, in the unknown or mineral egg group, similar to like Magnezone and Magneton, Pokemon like that. They're interesting because a lot of Steel-type Pokemon, I've noticed, just get like a very shift hue change, or they're around the item or weapon they're holding. For example, this Tinkaton's hammer, which is shiny. So the metal of this Pokemon becomes the gold, offsetting, its previous silver kind of tinnish color. But then its like exhaust pipes stay the same venomous hue. So it makes me wonder, like, oh, okay, are you guys patterning this based on what Pokemon you think, or rather, what elements of the Pokemon you think are bringing it to life based on the Pokédex description? Again, just food for thought. Already kind of highlighted this Golduck, shiny, love it. I think I've caught two. I have caught two, because my other shiny Golduck is over here in my battle team, along with my boy Mandragora. Note, this shiny Golduck is light blue, with its bill being light blue instead of the normal yellow color. Again, food for thought. If you've seen a shiny Kyogre and can tell what color it is like almost always this, not almost always, it is a bright, like purplish royal hue. This Mandragora, my what do you call this? Dusthound? Mastiff. Because you're a Mastiff, that's right. Yep, very excited about him. Got this Toxicity from a friend. Shout out to Stranger Typhon. I also have... Are you over here? I thought Gilgamesh was over here. Yeah, this is also a shiny Galarian Slowbro. And I believe a shiny Abomasnow. Yep, shiny Abomasnow gets this blue hue on its hands, and that's it. Everything else stays the white color. Shiny Galarian Slowbro. It's like torso area gets a little bit more pastel, and then its top gets way more purple. So I've nicknamed him Gilgameshy, like Gilgamesh from specifically the Smurfs, not from legend or lore. This Ferrigiraffe that I got from the homie, Trader Typhon. And again, the shiny Noctowl I just kind of stumbled upon. Beautiful little creature, I feel like Ash. Also, again, note that much like with Corviknight, the plumage of the little like chevron arrow pattern on its chest stays the same. Everything else on this bird fucking changes. I find so fascinating that flying type Pokemon consistently like have this versatile and wild patterning that just gets entirely flipped, while Pokemon like Abomasnow here, like its hands change. And a number of grass Pokemon are like that. I'll stop the shiny tirade in a second because I'm getting tired of talking. Honestly. This is Absurdosaur. We just caught that boy. Got a shiny Hisuian Goodra recently because it was raining in game and I freaked out. Note that its tail, like the shell on the back of its tail, is shiny. Because all of normal Goodra becomes that gold pattern. Shout out to my boy Acetone, which was also very difficult to catch. Was very excited to get this. I love Metagross. Love Metagross. I love this whole line. So I was over the moon to get this Pokemon as a shiny, like the clear colored body with the gold cross. It's just magnifique. Right next to its other Gen 3 pseudo-legendary in Salamence, hanging out here with a light green color and up in the sky. Butterfly, I'm so high. Note that while this Pokemon doesn't have plumage, its wings and its head horn sort of like covering and any other prominent red scales stay that same tone. They do not shift, almost mirroring, the normal flying type's plumage. It shifts its entire body color, with the exception of those scales and claws, to be this light green. Riolu, I have 2 of these, again from one of the events recently, which was the Powerful Fest? No, that was the World Champ one. The most recent one where I caught all of these pseudos was a different event. Because that was also where I got this Kilowattrel, who I nicknamed Mia. I love her color palette. Like the soft magenta into the yellow is just a fucking vibe. And again, plumage of the yellow on its chest, also dignifying the electric typing. Note that its feet changed from a black to an orange hue instead of what it usually has, and in addition to all of that, note that going from a Gen 1 electric type Pokemon like Electrode, who has a blue bottom and that's all that changes, because it's a flying type, everything about it shifts, but because it's electric type, the thing that makes it identifiable maintains. Again, food for thought. Further evidence by Zebstrika, whose stripes maintain their white color because it's where it conducts its electricity. Fun fact. Everything else about it shifts. It gets these beautiful orange-like ears, which I love, or green ears. I don't know what happened to my brain there. Its eyes change color, and its skin changes to like this purplish hue instead of the black that it was rocking with before. The Krookodile that I recently caught, which was a pain in my tuchus, but I love this Pokemon so much, and I'm really hoping that they give it a Mega Evolution as well. I think it'd be really fun to see it shift from a ground dark Pokemon to something else. Its attack stat, you have the best attack. I didn't even know that. Good for you. Good for you, ma'am. I need to give all these Pokemon nicknames. Porygon, as I've already highlighted. These are all Pokemon that basically are just Wonder Traded. I caught this Rockruff. I don't think you were the first one. You were up there, though. Yeah, you were slightly after Croquette, because I caught that January 30th, and I caught this like a week or so before. So Life Scythe is, it's a Rockruff that evolved into a Lycanroc during the daytime. I gave it Accelerock. I'm very happy. I caught this Incineroar with a Master Ball by accident because my controller was glitching. Moving on. Highlighting again, the fire type part of this Pokemon maintains entirely. That becomes consistent once you hit Gen 5. Pichu, that I got from Trader Typhon, very slight color shift in them. The cheek pouches stay the same color because that's where it conducts electricity. Chansey becomes this weird pastel green, and I love it so much. Like, it almost perfectly matches Tentacruel, and I have no freaking idea why. Another Gen 1 mystery. Dolce, my... Now that I have a Metagross, honestly, probably top 5. It's been downgraded recently. Previously one of my favorite shinies. I have fallen in love with this Spathra because of Illumina Drive. And I love this design of the chocolate with like the candy sweet ribboning behind them. On a Regency era, like Fashion Nova designer. Please note, because it's not flying, most of its plumage actually does not change. In fact, its wings change, and then like you get the brown coloring, but anything that's a white hue, its legs stay the same with their purple hue. Really only the parts of it that I should say stand out. I'll almost really reinforce the fact that it's making the choice, I suppose. A mighty hyena that I caught after much struggle, which to me looks somewhat like a normal hyena. It gets that brown fur outside of it that gets black fur that it usually has. Everything shifts about this Pokemon. Literally everything changes about mighty hyena. It normally has red nose, gets red eyes. It now has blue eyes, has brown fur, has brown ears, has like darker brown accent fur for like barding and armor and shit. Wild to me. No idea what's going on with the dark type. I think, most of them seem to be just like entire color palette flops, like just entire inversions. Kind of pivoted around Umbreon in Gen 2. And Murkrow as well, who gets a very subtle palette flop. Or very, very stark palette flop, I should say. Again, caught 2 Tatsugiri of the same typing. This one I put in a quick ball because I was pissed I couldn't find a Dratini, which wasn't fair to it, but it was happy to be in the ball. I forget which ones these all are, but pink one goes to silver. Gold one gets these like striped forms with the like ribbing down the back, which if you look closely at the yellow one, it already has, which is really fascinating. Another dragon type Pokemon that shifts pretty drastically, and it almost makes me wonder if certain variations of this Pokemon, Tatsugiri, come with different levels of affiliation to the water typing or something along those lines. Anyway, I think that's it for this box. Oh, and I also caught, I have this Wigglytuff. I think I caught. No, this was a trade from Trainer Typhon. And then this Fluttermane, which I finally added to the roster. Also, a lot of Ghost-type Pokemon get that greenish color, which I find fascinating, especially when a lot of Normal-type Pokemon get that greenish color. Anyway. Highlighted the Golduck. My Oikalone. Very happy about this thing. I found it randomly in February because it looks like... Oh, ectoplasm! Yo! It's ectoplasm. That's so valid. That's why I like the ones that are like amorphous but have like a body, like Sinistcha or Golurk, for example. Get this green color. So good, Trainer Typhon. This Oinkologne that I caught in February for Valentine's Day, I guess, just becomes a normal pig, and I love her. I will die for this Oinkologne. I have this Garganacl that I caught in a heavy ball named Smokey because he looks like Smoky Quartz to me. Please note that all of the salt becomes just this brown color. That is the only change. I think I have 2 Rock-type Pokemon here, but they both have, in between both this and Rhyperior, they get this like yellowish color, which I find very fascinating. As they go from most of them go from a brown to, a more light color. This one goes from a like rich pure white salt to like pure brown. Fascinating to me. Dachshund gets a couple like clear notes, like its yellow fur goes from being yellow to like just well-baked bread. It just becomes a better bread, basically. It gets rid of a lot of the like sugars and starch and excess starch that it has in there. It just becomes a lovely brioche. The fairy-type Pokemon are interesting because a lot of them were originally normal-type Pokemon Gen 1 through 4, so their color paletting has been really fun to dive through. Guac, my Scizor, who just goes from being red to green on a full body switch. Much like the flying-type Pokemon, a number of steel-type Pokemon get this level of treatment with their body swaps, which is kind of double my theory for Pokemon like Corviknight. Scizor also being a Gen 2 Pokemon, much in the same vein as Green Dot, my Dodrio, which was in Gen 1. It becomes just green. Like, everything else about it stays pretty much the same. Its tail plumage stays the same color. Its head plumage stays the same black. At least I believe. If it changes, it becomes like a shade of black that I cannot determine. Its body stays that green fur, though. And full swap. Already highlighted Sparkles. This is a Muck that I caught with much pride. It's a Galarian form of Muck. It's a Alolan form of Muck, which makes it poison dark. It gets this tie-dye color, as you can kind of see on the image of Muck. It gets the green on its dome, right? And then that's kind of where the color shifts from. Now it shifts the green out entirely, and instead it gets this like purple, blue, yellow combo that looks very much like my pansexuality flag, and also looks like a number of other queer flags. So this muck is a queer icon for me, and I love her very much. Caught this Golden Go / Gimme Ghoul in one of the events earlier. It's very hard, so fucking hard to tell, but its lines and eyes become a platinum instead of gold, which I thought was so brilliant in the long run. Gimme Ghoul itself becomes a lighter white color instead of the gray it gets, almost signifying this purity of appraisal, which could be something or nothing, who knows. Golden Go does get a platinum hue instead. I'm probably going to name him Platinum instead of Golden Go. Tyranitar goes from being green to the full body swap again in the Monster Egg group. Probably has something to do with it and the fact that like only the vents maintain that black color, but like its body goes entirely black, like brown camo, which is going to be so fun in a Sandstorm team. Caught him recently as well. In fact, I want to move him to this box. There's a bit of an order to the madness, but mostly it's just all over the place. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to move all of the pseudo-legendaries I caught to the same box, so whenever I get that track at night, I feel fucking fulfilled. Okay. We have Mia, who I'm very proud of. Mia is that, electric flying kilowatt roll that I mentioned earlier. Pastel, also caught in a similar time, and I've said this on other streams. Fairy typing, much like, grass typing, much like a number of like the other elemental visible types like fire, or elemental conscious types like fire, water, electric. They change just the part of them that are required for like the supposed element, right? Psychic's very much like this, as we saw with Dolce, the Espatra. This Comfey switches to, so it's just its face. A number of the other fairy-type Pokemon of the gens that it came out with, like Flabébé and Florges in that line, they also turn the same exact color of blue, and just them, like the Pokemon itself, changes. On brand more so with Grass-type Pokemon, which are in the same egg group. Grass-type Pokemon get this immediate shift, typically to just the petalage or the plumage, or the bloomage of whatever grass-type Pokemon it is. A lot of people are pissed off about the shiny version of Skullvillain because its body changes colors, not its heads. And everyone thought it would be its heads, but that's the plant part. Or excuse me, that's the flower. The plant part, the root, is what needs to change, according to Pokemon. Further evidenced by Meganium. Its flower sort of stays the same. It gets a little bit lighter. Again, it's a Gen 2 Pokemon. We're expecting that. Its stems, though, stay that rich yellow hue. When I was hunting for this, I was sending photos to the boys, as you would call them, I believe, the homies. And we were talking about how, like, to me, it just looked like autumnal fall grass. Like a little bit crispy, a little bit burnt. But most of the Pokemon itself didn't change color. On the other hand, Weavile becomes freaking pink and yellow, which I love. This Weavile's sick. It looks like a fucking starburst, dog. I was flying over Glaciado Mountain, and I passed over it and was like, I need that. I need that in my life. And I was like, is that, I need that. And it was a shiny Sneasel that finally recently evolved. And then we have an extra Bagon, which also becomes green. And those are most of the shinies I have, if not all of them, I believe. Yeah, I think that's it. I can't search for shinies, which is kind of wild to me if you really zoom in on it. But yeah, we have a number of really dank Pokemon in the team. I love all of them. They're all my babies. And yeah, we have a number of shiny Pokemon. Okay. So we're going to close this. Because now my head hurts. And I definitely burned out the rest of that sandwich after saying that I wanted to be really efficient with it. But that's okay. We had fun. Okay. I want to run some raids. I want to run some raids. No, it's not going to be worth anything. I'm glad you were all edutained. Okay, I'm hunting. I would love to catch a shark a deck, but I definitely don't have any more Herba Mysticas, so. Alright, hold on. I'm about to get sweaty, so we're going to stand up, air the gooch out, do a little stanky leg. There was so much left in that. It was so light when I picked it up, but there was so much left. It was a good time. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. Ba-ba-da. Slight right turn. Control, we are flying over the Delhi Zappa Passage as we speak. Glaciato Mountains looking just as beautiful as ever. We're going to begin our climb. Making our way to one of the peaks located in scenic Southern Province, Area 6. As we begin our descent, we want to thank you for flying Air Me right on. And we hope you have a terrible day. Ooh, a Clodsire. So it's a Clodsire with rock typing. My instinct is like Skarmory. Honestly, we do have Quixote already kind of loaded out. I was using... At one point, I was using this Earthworm for the... God, what raid was that? That was the Dragonite raid. The Mightiest Dragonite raid. And I ended up going great, because... Good luck beating a 427 freaking defense stat. Like, a body press from that with max iron defense? Nothing. Nothing. And Dragonite's only, like, viable move for its AI was Earthquake. If it uses Earthquake, I'm just going to eat it because Earth Eater. And then beyond that, it's like, you know, you have... Oh, the Psyduck just spawned. Psyduck wanted none of the smoke. Psy? I love you, Psyduck. If my box wasn't so full, if my boxes weren't so full, I would absolutely catch you. Challenge alone. I don't know if y'all can see, but look at this beautiful head of beer. Look at this beautiful head. Oh, hold on. Look at this beautiful head. This beautiful pint. Look at this beautiful pint. This absolutely beautiful pint. Alright. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna use Iron Defense here. I don't think we need to stop anything they're going to throw at me. Oh yeah, and the Dragonite also had like nothing but extreme speed on its Terra list. So, dang it. I just caught something with soundproof. This was the battle I went up against with the slow king. It just kept using yawn on me, which is one of the strongest moves in the game. Is that 3? It's 2. I could wake up, but yeah. I'm gonna bank on the fact that you're gonna use yawn again because you can't do anything else. Because if you use a poison type move, your AI tells you that it won't work. For some reason, I'm dodging every mega horn you're throwing my way. Not like it would do anything. Apparently, like the weird spines on Clodsire's backs are horns. Like those things that just like grew, those are horns. No idea. No idea. Well, I mean, it's not as rude when you think about, like, oh, the AI probably was, like, banking on me healing up because I had a status condition, but it didn't. Now go ahead and get some damage in. That's awful. That's awful. It did 1 damage. It did 1 damage. Oh, that's awful. Oh, Earthworm, I love you. That's crazy. Ah, that sucks. I should have healed up there. Yeah, it's probably done using yawn at this point, but let's see. I want to see if we can just spam iron defense and wake up. And just like that, all the damage is reset. Beautiful! Yeah, let's proc. Let's generate defense. And then, barring them using yawn again, I want to just spam iron defense for 3 turns here. Okay, they use yawn, which is okay. Which is okay. I was ready for that, because what we're going to do is use iron defense 1 last time, and then when I fall asleep next turn, I'm going to heal up. I'm going to start spamming body presses, and then we're going to start doing stupid amounts of damage. They're going to start using poison-type moves, unfortunately, because they'll have access to them, because I will no longer be a steel type. But that's okay. It doesn't matter. Like, even if they use, like, Sludge Wave, I highly doubt they're going to kill us. Clodsire's big setup move is Yawn, which is so annoying, but not impossible to deal with. It's a lot more fights to get close to the wire when, you know, you're putting something to sleep constantly. Alright, our defense maxed out. 3 times 427. I have no idea what the difference in our defense is, but even if its defense is skyrocketed, it can't. It has to be at least 200 lower. Fuck! I'd rather you just keep using Mega Horn. Yeah, one more. After this, it's just it's all down to the wire. I think that was a total of 3 body presses on it, though, so we should be able to Terra. Hopefully it uses Toxic right away, and then we just don't have to worry about it anymore. The Shell Bell will keep us alive. Doesn't have anything else that can damage us that much. Presuming that Sludge Wave doesn't one-shot KO us, knowing that it doesn't have, like, Nasty Plot or Calm Mind. Put the hurt on him. Put the hurt on him. Whoop. Bop. Dang. Have it. Have it. Fucking shield. Okay. It's fine. I hate you so much, Clodsire. Clodsire, I'm out of heal up cheers. I'm out of heal up cheers, Clodsire. Yeah! Oh, we're gonna fall asleep next turn, though. So now it's a gamble! Wait, poison me! Poison me! Oh! We heal up with Earth Eater. I still have the ability. Oh, that sucks. Oh, yeah, Calm Mind is nasty. I learned Calm Mind was nasty Gen 3 against Lisa and Tage, or whatever his name is, from the Psychic-type gym in Lily Cove. That was my personal hell. That was my personal hell. Come on, Earthworm. Come on, Earthworm. All you gotta do is wake up, bud. All you gotta do is wake up, bud. All you gotta do is wake up, bud. Let's go, Earthworm! One body press! One body press, Earthworm! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Oh, then I got poison because Poison Point. That's hilarious to me. That's so funny. That's such a petty way to go! That's so petty! Still giving me status conflictions till the end, like a Toxic X. That's fucked up. Okay, getting this Pokeball. Look, Calm Mind is one of the best in the game. Yawn is one of the best in the game. And with that, I take a quick break to pee. And back. Had to pee. Had to pee so bad. Alright. Another successful raid. We'll catch them all. Alright, getting rid of Clodsire. I didn't even check to see if we got any Herba Mystica. That's not ingredients. Nope. Because I have all of them favorited. Our journey continues. my Yuma Tsukumo. Or his dad, rather. What a beautiful view. And it's all mine. How do I do the... I should put Lemon back in the party. Lemon! Lemon. Oh, also shiny. I wonder what a shiny Metachan looks like. Toxicity. Good evening, passengers. We are on schedule for our flight to Messagoza, departing from the top of a spooky mountain. It looks like skies are clear today. No freak thunderstorms, thank fuck. We're now changing from a smooth glide to a soft flight so that I can smoke. Don't worry though, your captain is an experienced pilot and is well equipped to be this high while he's high. Folks, as we begin our descent into the southern province area by Poco Lighthouse and Los Platos, I do want to thank you for being fucking idiots and encourage you to keep flying. Sky Scary Dragon. Alright. I actually left an XZ's number. I left an XZ's number up on that mountain for only my son to find. He'll know what to do with it or something. Alright, a lot of cool options here. I am going to hit random to get us warmed up. I really like doing random terror raid battles because they really test my ability to, like, what moves do this person know? How do I prep myself for, or this Pokemon know? Like, how do I prep myself for that? How do I play defensively? And it, like, really eliminates a lot of decision making for contests. Like, alright, so Fairy, there's no move that this Pokemon can learn outside of Play Rough. Bunch of water type moves, so anything with a ground typing's out. I want Steel or Poison, really. And it's coming with status effects. It's coming with Safeguard. It's coming with... I don't think Aroma Veil works on other Pokemon, though. One stops priority moves, the other one stops... Misty Terrain stops status moves, right? That feels right. That feels right. Yeah, that just feels... I need to be a supporter here. Unfortunately, this is the best one I have right now. I need to get Miss Foil's level up. Yep. Should confirm that real quick. I swear I'm not trolling, team. I swear I'm not trolling. Halves the power of dragon type moves, prevents the Pokemon from being afflicted by non-volatile status conditions. Okay, so we can't be drowsy. Okay, so it's safeguard. It's safeguard and some. Because I think Encore also counts as a volatile status condition, although... Misty Terrain. I don't think anything has Misty Surge. But it does not cure Pokemon already afflicted with one. From Gen 8 onwards, the power of Misty Explosion is increased. The Pulse type gets changed to Fairy when you use Terrain Pulse, and changes Pokemon with Mimicry to Fairy type. Oh, you're just trying to boost your stats. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and use Decorate on... Ah, come on! Scizor, I think? Blah! God, this guitar really chugs. Okay. We don't need to use Recover yet. I'm going to go ahead and use Decorate. I can check their stats. Who's where? Someone's Terra-ing. Okay. Okay, they reset us. So let's Decorate Scizor, because they just Terra'd. It's fine. I'm just going to keep decorating. We're already in a Misty Surge. So Misty Surge does not prevent Encore. Okay. It is preventing us from falling asleep, which is nice. It's fine. Oh, they got Encored into Electroshot, duh. Nice. We got him. We got him. Stay locked in. Keep swinging. That Archewilodon is the only other one turd. I need you to be faster out for me. Okay, that's fun. Things we learn. Things we learn. Okay. Alright, we could still fall asleep, but we're so close to the finish that it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, someone took it out on this turn. With the Terra Blast, nice. In like no time at all. Yeah, Polytoad raids can be really annoying if they just get Yawn and Encore off, because you just can't do anything, but... I'm gonna catch you. When they, you get countered, that's pretty great. Loving the Alchemy build. That was fun. No herbs there. That's okay. Okay, what gets Misty Surge? I think it's just... Oh, Galarian Wheezing. Because it has neutralizing gas and then it has Mystery Surge. Then Tapu Fini's the other one. Oh, and the River Room from Team Star. It's actually pretty fun. I like that as a fun fact. Okay. We are an hour and 30 into the stream. If you haven't stretched, stretch. If you're sitting, a couple stem-friendly stretches that you can do for your hands. Especially if you work in lines of business that are pretty... like digit heavy, I suppose. Typing, chopping, writing, etc. Get that blood flowing. Oh yeah. All right. And that Alchemy wasn't even to level. It was holding its own with the... And granted, they're all 76. And hitting like fucking Mack trucks, but... It's level 76 nonetheless. Whee! That was good, Miss Foil. Oh yeah. I'm just having fun. And I'm like in the what is it called? I don't remember what I just got. Treasure rewards. I got a nugget again. Got a golden ingot, if you will. And you already have the exact same moveset. You just don't have any... what's it called? Oh, sweet fuck. EVs. IVs. You don't have any EVs. No, for now we're going to leave you alone. Because I still haven't fully decided how I want to use all of my army of Milceries and Alchremies. Like I said, I know you need more speed. And I've always assumed that you were a slow group in terms of your movement speed. But you're not. Grown at all, okay. Anyway. I digress. Who's missing? Lemon is missing. Where's Lemon? Lemon! Dang it. I think we'll swap between Lemon and a Corviknight for some time. So what I'm going to do here is actually put him in like... her in, excuse me, like a buddy. I'm going to look up some... Because I don't want to name her Joan. That feels so basic. Oh, I can name her after... Hi, Hoppit. Oh, that's... Hold on. That's such a good photo op. Oh, you're still my photo, Croquette. That... Alright. Profile picture. Alright, I think that's good. Nah, it's gotta be with the... Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's gotta be with the rotor stick, otherwise it's just a hop up behind my head. No, don't move! Oh, no, croppage. Okay, but we'll know, chat. We'll know what it was. We'll know what it was. Okay. Cricket, you're in. You're still in. It's fucked because like I also just removed them from the party. That's probably really jarring for them as a Pokemon. I also wanted to change your item. Spray powder is fun, but I felt like I wanted you to have a set of leftovers instead. Corviknight, I'm going to give you... Actually, I'm going to give you a citrus berry, oddly enough. Emil, you're getting a liquid ooze, because I don't know why I still haven't done that, or it's called black sludge, that's right. Liquid ooze is the ability. Because you're Terra type is stellar, there's no point not to have it there. Kel, you're good with your scope lens, because it's badass to imagine you with an eye patch, learn some Nick Fury. Leon, you're good with the punching glove, because I've leaned into you being a boxing maniac. Also, this shiny Pokemon changes its cheek pouches, because its cheek pouches don't actually store electricity, I believe. I think they're stored in its fists, which is why it is a fight type. I find it uber fascinating how many electric type Pokemon have hints of white to them, like hints of radiant, so to speak. Opalescent. I don't know if I think opalescent is the right word. I just like that word, I guess. Alright. We've arranged the party. Let's keep doing some terror raids. Ow. Alright, let's fun options. I really hope this person is just like struggling on a Gulpin. Or it's shiny. One or the other. Where does the chalkboard come from? Or the post-it board? Like, is it in the Rotom phone? Am I on my VR shit right now? Lord only knows. Yeah, I figured when it took too long. Hell yeah. I hope you're struggling with this fucking Jigglypuff. Ah, nah, it's a fucking fairy type. I'm gonna break some of this. It's a 2-star terror rate. I'm level 100. Who cares? I don't need to strategize this one. I just need to punch it. This person clearly has a war turtle. That's all they got for their sauce. That war turtle's level 100. It has a fucking Eviolite. Who knows? Who knows? This generation of Pokemon is truly bonkers. Oh. It's invigorating in some ways. Many ways. Hi, fool. Oh, it's a shiny Bortolo, too. You're green with a slight change to your blue. Fascinating. Before I could stop being entertained by the war turtle, Jigglypuff was down. Its eyes change, right? Like it becomes green. I don't think it's shiny. I'm just gonna throw a Pokeball at it. Oh, that's so funny to me. Because it was the sound too of like the game not being able to process how quickly it got punched by an iron hand to make its defense go down or its HP go down like that. I was literally admiring a war total. It was over. And it was over. Okay. CPU still clicking good. This one brought to you by my CPU, much like all the other ones. No, I don't want to give this one a nickname because I sent it to a box. Sugi. Dondozo. Yeah, we gonna be on support again. Where's I didn't give you that. That's okay. Plus, we can actually do some damage this time. Azumarill is probably gonna use Belly Drum, so we'll leave them alone. Lunala is going to be a wild card. I have no idea what they're bringing to the table. And Alolan Vulpix is also kind of a wild card. It might be Galarian. I don't know which one it is. No, I think it's Alolan. Alolan. Azumarill turns to yellow. I thought it turned like pink. Now it turns yellow. Alright, we're going to... Yep, Belly Drum. Okay, we're going to use... Decorate on Lunala. Then we'll hit a heal up on our next turn. Heavy Slam is hitting us. Okay. Someone else hit a heal up. Okay. Let's do another Decorate on you. So Azumarill's just going to keep slinging Play Roughs till the cows come home. There it is. So I'm thinking everything's gonna hurt. That's why I healed up. I want to decorate, because that Azumarill is not going to Belly Drum again, which is fine. I don't want it to. Go off. Get that killing blow. There you go. Let's go! Thank you for the hang tough, whoever hit that. So now we're still solid. I haven't gone down yet. Oh, someone else hit the heal up. Good looks. Alright, finish him off, bro. Why are you tearing? You haven't thrown a single shot. Please don't think you have. Just been waiting to snipe? Wild. 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 They're just waiting to snipe with the Lunala. I maxed their stats with Decorate. Go free Dondozo. Hey! Thank you, Dondozo. Thank you. Oh, you know what I should get while I'm doing this? Alright, we got 2 bitter Herba Mysticas. It's really in no part to our own. I didn't throw a single blow. Just stab boost. Stab boost and heals. Music here is just fucking bumping. Blueberry. Okay. I want you to make me the Academy Pizza. Yeah. Want raid power all types. A small price to get like a roulette of typings. Having to skulk. I have to leave this area every time I want to do it and go to the entrance, but oh no, the music's bumping. What will I do? Whatever will I do? I wish you could go from the like raid club room, you know, where there could be cork boards. But instead I summoned one from my Rotom phone. I assume via like teleport. That's the thing, like the inherent base of Pokemon gives so many things for magical realism just to take place. And I don't mean like realism in a magical sense. I mean like magical realism wherein you just fully have to suspend your realism in a parallel with the fiction you're reading or watching or consuming in any other way. It's fucking... And then also like the fictional realism or the thread tracking and world building is just beautiful. Fucking gorgeous. Fucking gorgeous, dude. Well, that's a no-brainer. Six-star Cerulege. I should have leveled up Smokey. Flying Terra. So we're looking at Ghost. Yeah, we're gonna bring Saul. There's a chance Solar Blade comes out. I'm the only one who's gonna hurt from that, but also it's a physical type move, so his defense should hold us through. Gargonical should be okay. Hell yeah, bring that cloth. Hell yeah, JoJo. Hell yeah, JoJo. Hell yeah, JoJo. Put that cloth on the team. Get that boy in there. Get that boy in there. He's a former Titan. Not enough people use cloth. I fuck with cloth. Fuck with cloth heavy. I don't use it because I didn't catch one immediately on this run before. Like I didn't know what type it was, when I was doing the playthrough. So I caught the like Gargonical first, and I was way more excited about that because it's a salt stack. But at some point, I might use a cloth myself. Look at that boy. He's got rosy fucking cheeks. Alright, here we go. My instinct is to open with Salt Cure, so we're going to do that. I know it's not going to do much, but let's get some chip. I want to follow up with a Hang Tough. This should do some solid damage for being base 40 into like base 80, base 60, I think. I forget how the math on that breaks down. Solid Rock Slide. Yeah, this boy carried me through a lot of my initial campaign, and I love Purifying Salt for a bunch of reasons, but Cloth is hanging tough too. Alright, let's get some damage in ourselves. Ooh. Purifying Salt. Fucker. Ooh. What a good Thunder Punch. How dare you dodge? How dare you dodge my Stone Edge? Oh yeah. It seems like a lot of people are getting good at prepping for a lot of these, but I also think this is one of those Terra typings where, you know, Flash Fire doesn't really help you too much. That was why I was worried about the Sunny Day, because like it's like, all right, if you have Solar Blade as part of like an exclusive move at a 6-star Terra raid, where, you know, oh, you did neutralize our abilities, didn't you? Should have checked. Hold on, I got you on a heal up, JoJo. Oh. Oh! Oh! Okay. So, come on. Really? This is why people talk trash on Rock-type Pokemon, and I love them. Give me some accuracy, damn it! I'll make all the moves so stupidly high that it doesn't matter. Make them all basically one-hit KOs. Why are you using close combat? Purifying Salt. Sorry. This Cerulege has dodged everything I've thrown at it. We got the dub. I was useless. Purifying Salt was just fun to have. I mean, like I didn't go down, which means that I didn't cut the timer. I was a solid NPC. A solid NPC. What is going on? Yeah, come on, crack that armor, bruh. Only got so much time on it till my pizza wears off, as they say in the food community. All right, we're coming up on 2 hours. I think my goal is to end when the pizza ends. You know, the bottle cap, number of large candies, and some star pieces. Great run. Great run. Currently have, like, I think 2 million in the bank on Pokemon, which is hilarious to me. Send me your Pokemon. I'll get them all to level 100 in, like, a day. I'm gonna shiny you one. I'll see if I can't go hunting for you. I won't even cook. Just tell you what the timeline will be. Because most of them are published now. Most of the outbreaks. We're gonna hit random, and I really hope we land on that Toadstool. Ooh, okay. Normal type Hariyama. I've noticed that a lot of people are bringing psychic counters because they think the normal symbol is like technically the psychic symbol, and it just throws off the raid balance. But normal type Hariyama. Someone's bringing an iron hand, so I'm expecting a belly drum. There's a chance it knows Thunder Punch, which sucks for me. But for the most part, means that I can just be support, since, oh wow, 2 of you are going to use Belly Drum immediately, and 1 of you is going to use Dazzling Gleam on support, I suppose. We should... You just assumed it was another Psychic type Pokemon, didn't you? Unless you know Focus Blast. Oh, I can load up my shiny Goodrill with this kit. That'll be fun. Oh, congratulations on being back over in Mill Trainer Typhon. I saw that. It really is such a small amount in the long run. Oh, you're using Play Rough first. Interesting. Alright, Iron Hands. I guess it's just... I don't know, everyone's got a little chipped, so... There you go, guys. You can all be Berserkers. I'll be the midfielder. I got you. Sure. Sure. I fell with a taunt. Oh no, what will I do? I guess I'll cheer on my allies and tell them to hang tough. Because that thing definitely knows Heavy Slam and is using it on that fucking Fluttermane. Ooh, reversal is not fair. Reversal is not fair on one of those. Hey now, you may be an all-star, and you can certainly get your game on, but you cannot play with that. Okay. Scary Face is scary, but not enough. I'm planning on using... Oh, you used it on him. Damn, you ain't even get it for yourself. It's a Pokevend.com, John. No shade, I suppose. Oh, right, I can't use Life Dew right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and use Curse. Oh, you're using Hydro Pump now. What is happening? Alright, I can't use Rain Dance either. This raid party is wild, and I love it. This composition is chaotic. Alright, go off, y'all. Put him in the grave. There we go. Let's get a Life Dew off. That's the reason why I brought you. Not fair. Stop it. Go to sleep. And let one of them catch you, because I'm not going to. I have my boy Yogurt and another Hariyama that I barely use as is. Ability Capsule, which is lit. I have like 40 of them at this point, which is wild to me because I've done so many item prints. At one point in my life, I did wonder how people shiny hunted with such vigor and like focus. And now I really, like at this level of Pokemon, I get it. Because you can make a sandwich, you can stage an outbreak, and you can just go look. Honestly, it's a great task. Alright, what else we got? Oh, a Ditto raid. That'd be fun. Nah, I would want it from Scarlet, though. Hey, we got the Revivroom. Normal type Revivroom. We're bringing an attacker this time. I'm just gonna punch you. I want to see what else you bring. I fully agree with that comment, Trainer Typhon. I think that, like, the idea of save stating to find a shiny has always felt strange to me. I don't know. I like the fact that I don't have to, outside of like accidents and freak mishaps where a Pokemon faints or like, misselects via my shitty controller, I can just hunt. I can look for cool Pokemon, and you can make a sandwich that changes the fabric of the universe. Shiny Hariyama! Twins. Alright. Alex, it's strange to me that you needed help with this, because Koraidon... I guess you just wanted friends. That's cool. Oh, it could also be your Koraidon. I forget that you can do that, too. Dude, we haven't even started. Why are you stealing our Terra Charge? Alright, we get it. We're cooking you. Okay. Alright. Alright. Are you gonna reset our stats now? It's usually what you do next. Okay. Just like, I need a minute. This AI said, I need a damn minute for all of you to process what you just did to me. Okay. Belly drum. Sell at half cut. 511 is such a crazy HP score. It's up there with like Chansey and Blissey in that line. Speed harshly falls. Nope, I haven't done any attacks. I don't know why I did that. That's kind, but I'm just gonna Drain Punch this thing, and I think we're gonna be more or less done. Yep. Which is great because I gotta pee again. That's fine. There it is. You go off into the den, bud. Bother somebody else. Alright. Bunch of XP candies. That's huge. Alright. Run to the restroom one more time. I think we can squeeze out 3 more. Alright. I'm back in a brandy. Okay, controller is here. Put it down here. We have 14 more minutes. 14 minutes and now 14 seconds, give or take. Snoring Guru. Playing Who's That Pokemon with the Terra Raid battles is the best part. Fight me. Ice-type Pokemon, I think it was a Minior? Ice-type Terra Minior, so rock flying. I mean, there's not a lot to be afraid of there outside of the rock typing for fire-type Pokemon, but I guess flying, but yeah, fighting electric is going to get rid of that weakness right away for Metal Hariyama. I remember when I first saw Iron Hands, I was like, oh shit, they made a regional version of like Makuhita. There's going to be a small Makuhita who's an android. And then it was just Iron Hands. I was like, what the fuck? They made a Sentry Bot at this point? I did appreciate that most of the Paradox Pokemon from the future were like fighting type Pokemon. And then, you know, you look at the water fighting type Pokemon that is the Quake All line. And it's talking about so much of learning people's movements to the point that it's learned martial arts. Martial arts being a fluidity of movement that's recorded throughout history and becoming an art form. And I just think it's really fascinating. Quite fascinating. That there's so much overlap between the fighting type Pokemon, the the fact that they bring bug type Pokemon into it with Iron Moth. I'm trying to think of all the examples that are Paradox like in the future, and I like even the Iron Crown, God, what is his name? Oh wow, I'm blanking. Iron Crown, Thorns, Iron Leaves, that's what it is. It's the Vivelion, not Vivelion, that's the butterfly. Cobalion line, the Loyal 3. No, that's the poison ones. Jeez, there's so many Pokemon now. The Three Musketeer Pokemon, with Keldeo in them. But I think all of the future Pokemon, like you have Gallade, which becomes Iron Valiant. You have Iron Parcel, which is the ice flying type Pokemon that is Delibird. It's the only one that becomes, but it becomes ice water because it skis and then uses water propulsion to fly. Which again, fascinating. Back to the hill. Nice. And then, you have the past Paradox Pokemon where Brutal Bonnet, like obviously all of them are way more natural in the interest of, the past being more fungal and freaky deaky, I suppose. But you have like Brutal Bonnet, you have Brute Tail, or Scream Tail, Sandy Shocks. So it's just super interesting to me. Like, it's way more all over the place in the past. And it truly does feel like Violet is laced with way more violence, so to speak. Or inherent violence. Oh yeah, Screamtail is peak. Screamtail is peak. Not arguing that one. Okay, confirming. We actually have more time than I thought we did. I counted down too far. I think we have an extra 6 seconds, which is lit. Okay, let's see. Let's just do another random one. For me, it's because Screamtail is like... One is the iconic Pokemon Jigglypuff, which is also right alongside Pikachu was one of the most recognizable Pokemon in the world. Whether people know that or not is besides the point. Like if you're doing a Pokemon Digimon quiz, somebody pointed at a Jigglypuff, I'm fairly sure most people would be able to land that one. I didn't even see what it was. So Whimsicott, 4-star Terror Raid. Who's bringing a Mew? Alright, I'm going to bring Yogurt this time. Oh, you don't even know any fighting type moves. Alright, we're going to bring Scrafty. We're gonna bring fucking Scrafty. Ready to go. Let's rock. Fuck it. Give me the 4 times damage on a Moonblast. And then you look at Screamtail, like the fact that its tail is its hair, and then also the fact that, you know, the Paradox Pokemon of the past and the future being named on what their functions are supposed to be based on. Just that the past was based on like the king observation, or the archaeologist guy studying these things, being like, oh, it's this because it's screaming and it has a big tail. And then Iron Hands being, well, it's iron. It has hands that crush boulders. And the Iron Valiant defends the valley. Anyway. It's how Pokemon are named in general, so like I'm not roasting it beyond logic. High jump kick. Tyrant Lizard. Roaring Moon, which apparently was used for some sort of ritual or seance. Found that out the other day. Supposedly in the past, Roaring Moon was associated with like lunar festivals. And it makes me wonder if like Bagon to Shelgon, like Shelgon had less trouble flying in the past. And it was just that it, like, at some point it lost the tradition of, like, a routine ritual because it had to fight more for its territory. Curious about that. Alright. Do we have time for more? Oh. I didn't even mean to click that. Oh, wow. Yeah, Calyrex already brings us the discussion of, do Pokemon need belief and attention to maintain their status? Yeah. 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 I think there's a few of those where that point is certain. I think that one thing I've noticed about this game is that almost every, you know, oh, hold on. Ooh, sweet. 5 stars, Poltegeist, excuse me. I am up against Ghost type Pokemon with Grass, Terra. I mean, honestly, a Safeguard into a Tailwind, if that helps anybody. great. If it doesn't, I'll just use Brave Bird. This should not be that hard. Yeah, I think it branches where, rock type Pokemon and fighting type Pokemon. Like, part of the reason why there's so many Pokemon of each type in whatever way to the past and future you go in Scarlet Violet for Gen 9, you can see in the past where, as I was mentioning before, so many of them are naturalistic Pokemon or close to grass and fire, water, and shit like that. I think a lot of that does tie into the fact that while those elements were running more rampant, and while those elements are really common among Pokemon types, I think there's something to note that at the time, weaker Pokemon had to develop other ways to deal with certain things like dragons, which were apex predators because they're constantly, quote, throwing tantrums to protect their young. And I think it's really fascinating that over the generations of Pokemon, that maintains this hue of these people have to do this to protect their, these Pokemon have to do this to protect their young. They learn these traits of violence and destruction. Ursaring is similarly in that much violence and destruction. But Teddiursa is not predatorized, right? Like, the Forest of Johto are relatively tame. That's one of the things I really appreciate about Paldea. It's low-key kind of wild out here. He'll go. Nice hit. All right. I bring all of that up because Calyrex and, specifically the Psychic, Dark, Ghost, and now Fairy, those four typings in a box now, but previously in a triangle. I guess, actually, no, I'm removing Fairy, because realistically to me, it's normal fighting Fairy in a triangle of elemental relation, if you will. Similar to how, Taoist structures of that shit works, and Alchemist structure of that shit works. I think that if you look at, Psychic Dark Ghost in its relationship, once it started to get solidified in Gen 2 and 3, especially with the way that people talked about it. We highlight the Zangoose Seviper rivalry a lot because, normal poison. And I do want to highlight that poison is a very unique typing in and of itself. But once they started to really highlight relationships between typing, a lot of it does come back to the egg group because a lot of Pokemon is rooted in what the DNA of the Pokemon says. Because that's how they've always done it. That's what their evolution looks like. That's what their system looks like. And and if you look at the Psychic Dark Ghost trio, a lot of that comes down to, alright, our power is almost done. It's probably going to run out after this raid, so this is going to be the last one, chat. Thank you for writing so far, especially you, Trainer Typhon. Been active as hell in the chat. There's a inherent attention that is needed for Psychic, Ghost, and Dark type Pokemon. Dark type Pokemon need to be mischievous. Ghost type Pokemon need something to possess. Even Ghastly is a collection of a bunch of different loose spirits that form one loose collective after being around enough noxious gas. If you look at then the relationship between that they start to carve out in the Pokédex entries. Because again, so much Pokemon, every Pokemon game really does not start until you get your Pokédex. Every Pokemon game. If you look at the way that, Mr. Mime has its whole psychic counterpart being used to be helpful, entertaining, and docile. In Galar, they get Mr. Rime, who is this frostbitten version because most of that country is covered in frost. And I find that really fascinating because now you have this fairy-type Pokemon that's going out into the wilderness to support and help humans as they move throughout the world writ large. Then you have, Pokemon like Jynx, which is the complete opposite spectrum in Kanto, is one of the most difficult Pokemon to find in that game, Gen 1, and is ice psychic and is frequently leading people to their deaths as a representative of the Yuki Onna and a couple other mythos from Japan and a couple other Kabuki stories from Japan. Fast forward, let's look at some other Pokemon like Glalie in Gen 3, also in that same vibe, also eventually in Gen 4 becoming a part of the Frostlass lineage, which is fascinating because Glalie, while not being a Ghost-type Pokemon, is a loose collection of supposed, malice just in ice. It's not a Ghost-type, it's just angry ice. Sentient angry ice. And for a time, I believe the entry on it said something along the lines of, one bite from Glalie could send you into Sub-Zero, and then it eventually, some of the entries left the Pokemon anime and started making its way more into the game around Gen 5, which is why, part of the reason why that game has so many followers. I found out a lot about this game since, really diving back into it recently, and really connected a lot of dots that I did not have connected before. Alright, let me see. Let's go A to Z, and then this will be the last dive we do. Cragonal, also, somehow, people think it's either an ancient artifact or a sentient snowflake. People aren't sure. It's fascinating. It's fascinating to me how they do this. Oh, I was thinking of Great Tusk when I was thinking of fighting-type Pokemon from the past that actually maintain. Great Tusk. I am looking for Glalie. The Face Pokemon. It prevents prey from escaping by instantaneously freezing moisture in the air. Hunter. Matter of fact, let's just look at a couple of these. And then keep in mind habitat, especially early game, they were roots, all of them. Now it's provinces and areas, like the wild area or all of Paldea. And it's fascinating to actually digest. Oh, this thing is, the opening video of this game is really beautiful to me, because you get to see, these Tauros are stampeding, but they're really doing a beautiful job of painting this, it's horrifying. That's the point, is, you're living in this world where some of these Pokemon are scary, and that's why we need Pokemon Masters. Because it's beyond the war with humans. We just need a way to know how to communicate with these Pokemon, and to make sure we communicate with them in ways that are healthy and appropriate without harming them. That's what makes so many villain teams so scary, and that's what the consistent theme of the game is that someone's misusing the power, and someone has to set things right. And the assumption is that you're going to do it correctly and not stomp your friends with Mewtwo. They were wrong, but I digress. These entries talk a lot about, common Pokemon. For example, let's take Psychic type, which is the 5th most common type. The ability to commune with the mind in a way that transcends just normal typing. I've talked about normal types like a life type before, as if though it's just raw Poke energy, if you will, right? It's just raw kinetic and potential energy that then manifests into a Pokemon by natural science terms. From there, you transcend into, grass, fire, water, and for a long time there was only normal flying types, the intention being that it was molded after something else that was already there. That it took a copy of, a different creature and eventually evolved, and the evolution gave it the ability to utilize certain techniques. Those techniques could be viewed through the Pokédex. The Pokédex then allowed you and other trainers to actually utilize those skills to the best of your ability and knowledge. Otherwise, these creatures just roam the wild, and normal-type Pokemon don't know that Slash doesn't do any damage doing any damage against rocks or steel, right? And, again, types were evolving in Gen 1 and 2, they were still doing a lot of funky stuff. Gen 3 really solidified a lot of stuff. Gen 5 and Gen 6 really added a lot of stuff and changed a lot of stuff with the fairy type and really balanced out what the dragon type was doing to the game. Partially because I think of all the Cynthia complaints. Shout out to Ice type Pokemon. Real ones, no. So, every Pokemon, what we've gone over so far, every Pokemon has an egg group. Every Pokemon's egg group seems to somehow impact their shiny traits. Every Pokemon has a shiny form. Every single one does. Pokemon from Gens 1 and 2 tend to have simpler color palettes because they're just flipping them, because otherwise it's going to get complicated to have to actually color that and shade that for pixel 8-bit sprites like they were on Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advanced. Actually, Game Boy Color and Game Boy, Game Boy Advance is when we get to Gen 3. At that point, we start getting these really nice type matchups with skills, moves and different techniques. Referring to them as skills because in Pokemon World, that's really what they are. And so much of Pokemon is coded for us as a game, which is really fascinating because you're watching this world that's basically is a book in its own right. Is a manga, it's a series, it's a novel, and I believe in a couple other series, but at the time was a book, and so much of it was just chopped and truncated down and shrunk down to this point. By the time we get to Gen 6, you get a bunch of different fairy-type Pokemon. What's interesting about the fairy-type Pokemon, the reason that I put them over with the fighting and the normal, is because for the most part, they're just the manifestation of a wish or a desire. So if normal type Pokemon is a life type and is just raw kinetic energy, raw kinetic living, right? Then the fighting type is the will to conquer, and the fairy type is the will to support. That's why there weren't a lot of damaging fairy type moves for super long. It was the will to support. And I don't think that language translated well, especially because so much of this game is combat. And so much of this game is, at that level, single combat. And especially for a Pokemon that was meant to counter Dragon-type Pokemon. On that note, Ice-type Pokemon tend to be predatory. They tend to, destroy and crave and consume things, right? Which is why I didn't pause when I said predatory. Because so many of their language, starting from Jinx, which was one of the first ones, was it confuses its prey with a hypnotic pattern, and then descending from the Alps, like the snow, it traps you in ice and leaves you there in a statue. And then it goes on for more. It wasn't hunting Pokemon. That fucker's hunting people. Jinx is a psychopath. I love it. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. So, certain entries, like the starter Pokemon, tend to be just about their traits because they're intended to be really rare and impossible to find anywhere outside of the professor's grasp, so to speak. Now, Director Clavel gives you your Pokemon in this one because the professors are both missing, spoiler alert. And so the rarity doesn't change, but if you'll notice, each of these is about each Pokemon, right? And Quaxley, it's about how the Pokemon lives and develops, okay? Let's just take a look at Lechonk. Normal type Pokemon. This Pokemon spurns all but the finest foods. Its body gives off an herb-like scent. That's interesting. The first few were all about how they interacted solo, because they're super rare, right? Tracks that one of the most common Pokemon in this game, and also one of the most common types in this game, has an entry that talks about its interaction with other types of things, in the world. This Pokemon spurns all but the finest of foods. It's supposed to be a truffle pig. That's funny. Ha ha ha. What a cute joke. Followed up by the herb-like scent that bug Pokemon detest. There's an herb-like scent that whole other type of Pokemon, which is another most common type of the Pokemon, I think it's number 3, tied with another one. 18 point some % of all Pokemon in the whole of the franchise are normal type. Or water type, which is the top. This Pokemon detests those bugs. It is used then probably like a citronella candle, which means that people just keep this fucker around. Isn't it interesting
that this presumably normal creature, which the world of Pokemon used to have, that used to just be cows, and then it got sort of out of hand, and they just went full step into it, which was great, but it got sort of out of hand, for being honest. Lechonk probably was just a normal fucking pig. It was probably a super weak pig, like a sunkern. And at some point, to survive, it adapted. It doesn't hunt. It eats only the finest of foods. Presumably it's an omnivore and will eat meat, but does not actually hunt for its food, so it's mainly prey. Like Aloing. As a female, shout out to my girl, she's shiny. This is a meticulous Pokemon that likes to keep its things tidy. It shrouds itself in a floral aroma, which is its ability, that soothes the Pokemon around it. On the other hand, the male entrances female Pokemon with a sweet, alluring scent that wafts from all over its body. This dude's just a thought, which is fine. We love a thought. But I enjoy that it evolves from repelling bug-type Pokemon to... This one just attracts Pokemon of the, egg group field. I think it's field group 1. And just boinks them with its oinker. And the other one's, legit trying to keep things together. And is very matronly, whatever. But she's running a house. And he just being a hoe. Also, isn't it interesting that they talk about them like that? Fun fact, you don't see them together in the wild that often. You have to find them separately, and they're typically when they're young. Tarantula, the weird bug type of this game. Also the one that you need for the Protect TM. Note that. The thread it secretes from its rear is as strong as wire. The secret behind this thread's strength is the topic of ongoing research. From who? From fucking who? And note that if life type is normal, what is the bug type doing? Did the bug type evolve to respond to the normal type? How did that start? Because if you think about it, most normal type moves early gen, just you're using tackle. I said this to a friend of mine. There's this element of early gen Pokemon where everything about the type was based on its first move. So normal type was based on tackle. They never imagined Hyper Beam being in that category. And I don't care if you tell me that they worked from the strongest move backwards. The way that the game works, evidenced over generations of it, starts with Ember being that's how we built the type relations. Ember's not supposed to burn rock. While Flamethrower, yes, eventually will burn rock. Ember, no burn rock. Water, wet rock. Rock, hard rock, soft. Hard rock, mud. Mud, ground. Ground, soft. All that stuff, right? Where did the bug type come into that? It was one of the only ones strong against Psychic in the first gen. And one of the only ones to be strong against Dark alongside Fighting type, which, low and shock and surprise, bug type resists Fighting type. Presumably because of their super hard Carapace. And him being a lover of bugs in real life, the creator of the game, also doesn't make sense. Theory being stop swatting bugs or stopping bugs. Then you get the Spidops, which people are still struggling. And I caught one of these earlier. I forgot that was in the box somewhere. Normally it doesn't look like that. Looks like that. Spidops. But also note that a number of bug-type Pokemon do get a black, red, and venomous hue, like a la real life, alongside normal-type Pokemon. Spidops covers its entire territory in tough, sticky threads to set up traps for intruders. The ones that are being researched, presumably for military or real-life applications, for clothes, ballistic weave, or maybe even just threading for sheets and shit, that one sets it up in territories, which I bring up. Because then think about how other Pokemon interact. For example, Nimble, which has to get out of its shit and deal with its shit by picking up a dark type attribute, which unfortunately means that it's really good against a number of other Pokemon, which is probably why Spidops Tarantula, never evolved to gain another subtyping or secondary typing. But Lokix is competing with, it's up there with fighting type Pokemon, but it's really, really trying to throw down with Veluza, the water psychic Pokemon, and Bruxish, and, Gothita and Gothitelle, and a number of fairy type Pokemon that are wandering through. At some point, instead of picking up a fighting type, though, like Heracross, it gets a dark typing. Move into Hoppip. Outside of cold regions, Hoppips can be found practically everywhere. This is because the wind carries the species all over the world. Probably one of the most common things consumed by low kicks. It's ready to fight stronger things, but it's not going to. Fletchling can be found in both rural and urban areas. Like this is it's oh yeah, confirming Palmot's fluffy fur acts as a battery. It can store the same amount of electricity as an electric car. Which is wild to me. But it stores this in its fists. Pommel uses a unique fighting technique in which it uses its forepaws to strike foes and zap them with electricity from its paw pads simultaneously. The move Double Shock. It also known as the mouse Pokemon until it becomes the hands-on Pokemon when it evolves, which is really funny to me. It's fascinating. Houndour, hunting Pokemon. Like, a lot of Pokemon evolve because they're trying to defend themselves. Like Lokix, like Spidops and Tarantula, like Pomo and Palmot in that line. Houndour is a hunter. Is deceiving people. Also, Houndour and Houndoom have different gender sprites. Fun fact. Anyway, I say all of this to say, it's and this is a perfect one to end on. It's all about the relationships between Pokemon for this game. Always has been, and it's really fascinating to watch the game evolve continuously. I'll have more feedback later. I'll probably be playing this game a lot this week, and I'll likely be back tomorrow evening as well. For the time being, I want to sign off by leaving you with a message from Gumshoes to stake out Pokemon, which says, Gumshoe specializes in relentlessly tracking down prey. The simple-minded Squovit doesn't seem to provide Gumshoes enough challenge. So presumably, this dude gets his food stolen by Squovit all the time, and he's just like, too easy. Too easy. The Squovit did it. Which is the next intrigue. Which is just the gluttony Pokemon. Also known as the cheeky than the greedy Pokemon. I also note that Young Goose goes from loitering to being the stakeout Pokemon. It's really funny to me. And with that, I bid you adieu. And, aussi. Make sure